Oh, hello, one and all. Welcome to the Grand Prix of Sebring, presented by Sue's Kitchen. We are here for the Vantage Indy Special League season opener, round 1 of 22. My name is Nico. With me today in the booth is Elliot Lang. Say hello, Elliot.
Hello, hello, hello. It's time to go see some. For the
Brings.
first time in iRacing, we're going to see some open wheel cars on for Vantage iRacing.
Yeah, it's sure to be a good one. Never raced here before in IndyCar. Or should I say the IndyCar Series has never raced here before. And we got cars on track for the first time. It's Rick Raven out there and a couple of guys now coming out on track. 10 minutes to qualify. Elliot, what do you think of this race and this track car combo?
Well, IndyCar doesn't run here in real life for a reason. The track is very bumpy, so that could lead to some grip problems. But looking at the time, these guys have been going really quickly. Rick Raven, winner of the first ever VISL recruitment race all the way back in the beginning of February. Yeah, he led practice. Actually, he got second in practice behind Max Van Beest with a time of practice went 41-1 for Max, 41-6 for Rick.
Yeah, it was very, very close in practice. It was actually an aftershock 1, 2, 3 in practice. We'll see if they can replicate that here in qualifying and, of course, the race session as well. But it's going to be interesting to see how these guys handle this track.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Excited to see these cars on track. Excited to see them going. Excited to see how they race. We can see.
See, Rick Raven's around there, so he has not started his qualifying lap yet, but not a good start there for Rick Raven. And he's pulling over there, so not the best for Rick Raven. This is Jace Meyer we're looking at here in the 21 car.
Yeah, everyone's, I think, on their flying laps now. Or they're resetting to the pits because they overheated their tires.
Yeah, a couple of guys heading to the end of the lap now. Some of them already on their flyer, as you mentioned. But we will see. So, Rick Raven, as mentioned, the first ever VISL recruitment race winner. Looking to win the first ever VISL race, period. The Vantage Indy Special League season opener here at Sebring. 50 points on the line with a couple bonus points for pole position, lead laps, and most laps led as well.
Yeah. Looking at the sector times, Rick Raven is looking pretty fast through here. Fastest of all of them he's set so far. Of all the sectors he's set a clean time in. Yeah, no official laps yet. A lot of people are on their flying laps, getting close.
And here goes Rick Raven down the back straightaway towards Sunset. He's going to be likely the first one to set an officially logged lap, I do believe. Final corner here, very easy to overshoot it.
I'm not sure he said a first or second sector, so it might not count.
We'll see. Nothing on the timing board just yet.
Unfortunate. Still 6 minutes to go.
Yep, plenty of time.
After speaking with driver Tom Minot, he was saying that that the alternate tires do take a lap to get in, and we see our first lap, Casey Keller with a 43.59.
Casey Keller putting in a 43.5. Well, interested to see as he has that bright pink and blue paint scheme. Who else can go up there? Let's see, Jace Meyer coming across the line now. He goes second fastest, of course, of the two. 5/10 off, so a great start for Casey Keller in the 71 car. Chase Tobin, just as I say that, jumps both of them by 2 full seconds.
Impressive job for him there. Gale Rolls had a penalty. So he's out. Brandon Gass crossing the line. 45-0. Matthias Marco Mini just behind Chase Tobin with the 41.9.
The Argentinian Matthias Marco Mini.
As Chase Tobin spins out of turn 4.
So Tobin's lap this time by will not count. He might have maybe 1 or 2 goes at it, but right now he looks pretty safe. 0.3 of a second up on the field. Max Van Beest right now sitting in 3rd place, his teammate. But
We are getting reports of impeding from the 93 car of Ben Kuhn against Gale Rolls.
oh, that's not good. Already getting racy out there. There's a 93 of Ben Kuhn for GRC. Rick Raven. Rick Raven goes fastest. And
41.2.
Ty Minot goes 2nd fastest. So Chase Tobin's time was not safe for very long at all.
And it's still an aftershock 1, 2, 3.
So Aftershock flexing their muscles here in race number 1.
Oh, sorry. Tom Minot is in Gas Racing Company.
That he is. Yes, Ty Minot, the 33 GRC. Custom liveries made, I think, by Ben Kuhn.
Tyler Justice is off the track in the penultimate corner.
Well, Dressel with some problems, goes back to pit lane. Here goes Larry Miles, winner of a Vantage Pro Series race before. Can he replicate that here in qualifying of the Vantage Indy Special League? Racing for Horsepower Hill Racing. Off the final corner, where does he go? Larry Miles, 7th fastest.
Oh,
3 minutes to go in
drivers
qualifying.
coming in for tire changes, trying to get some last-minute laps in.
Yeah, this is going to be the last gas for a couple of these guys. A couple of them, Tyler Justice, Gale Rolls, have not set a lap of any kind yet.
Yeah, Gale Rolls was on the receiving end of that potential impeding. Tyler Justice, I think he's just been struggling out there.
Yeah, Tyler Justice, he actually raced with us the other day at Atlanta in the Vantage Pro Series. We'll see what he can do here. He's got 3 minutes even about to set a lap. See where he can qualify right now. Ben Kuhn, I think, probably didn't get a very good lap in. He's 7 seconds off the pace right now. Ben Kuhn's got to find a good chunk of time if he wants to improve. And here is the 4th place man, Matthias Marcomini. 0.666 off of the pole position. Can he improve there? Sun starting to shine a little bit more.
Ooh, update on Tyler Justice. He got really squirrely out of the exit of the what corner was that? It was the Quintultimate corner.
Quintal, 5th to last corner. Okay,
Yeah, that messed up his lap.
that's definitely a first I've heard of that one. So we're inventing all kinds of.
First try an ultimate an hour ago now.
If you count all the corners in reverse, could you get to the first corner being like the 16th to last corner, whatever that suffix would end up being? Marco Mini improved, but not by much. Stays 4th. Rick Raven is 2.3 tenths up on the rest of the field. He's got a minute 30. Can he improve here? Here's Gale Rolls. Fine looking to get a lap in here.
Yeah, he has all the sectors so far. Only 2 to go.
Let's go on board with him. Super wide, using all the track limits all the way on the curb.
Slightly missed that entry apex in the penultimate corner. Let's see if he can make that time back up in Sunset.
He's got to set something here just to get himself on this grid. I think he's one of 2 drivers who have yet to set a lap so far. The other being Tyler Justice off the final corner, though. With, oh my goodness, so close to the wall, nearly a tank slapper. Where does Gale Rolls go? It's good enough for 6th. 6th place for Gale Rolls. And under a minute to go, I think that might be it. Oh, I don't know. He's pushing still. Might he go for another flyer?
Well, this is similar to F1 and IndyCar. You have the checkered flag doesn't end the session. It ends that's your final flying lap. So all the drivers are trying to get out before the checkered flag flies.
Yeah, as long as they start another flyer, just like Rick Raven did here, who sits 2 tenths in front of everybody, you can You can go. You can finish your lap even if the checkered flag flies. Let's see where Larry Miles goes. Does he improve? Marginally. Couple hundredths. Stays
All right.
8th.
So we just received an update from lead race control Todd Lee regarding the impeding question from Gale Rolls against Ben Kuhn. It is deemed not impeding, so Ben Kuhn will not receive any penalties.
So Ben Kuhn is safe, albeit in 13th place. He's got to find some time ASAP.
A lot of time.
And quick. He's got one lap to do it. Here's Gale Rolls coming towards the end of his lap now. Sitting in 6th. By the way, Tyler Justice did finish a lap. He stayed in 11th. One thing I love about IndyCar that you won't see anywhere else, especially in F1, very liberal use of the term track limits.
Very liberal, definitely. Tyler Justice. Oh, he was just resetting the pits. He pulled off there in the hairpin.
So here's Gale Rolls. I think he's calling it. So he's bailing on his final lap. So Gale Rolls will stay in
Ben Kuhn
6th position.
across the line. Goes 2 seconds faster, but not good enough to improve any position.
So Ben Kuhn has a lot of improving to do over the course of this race. Larry Miles for Horsepower Hill Racing looking to improve there. Chase Tobin, by the way, just jumped to 3rd. He's out of the session now. He's done qualifying. Rick Raven, does he improve any? I think he did. Yeah, he's 0.5 of a second up on Max Van Beest.
40.8. He gained another 0.4.
So an insane improvement there from Rick Raven. Class of the field right now. It is a 1, 2, 3.
Coming around.
Miles, does he improve?
No, he does not.
All right. Brandon Gass is I think the last car on track right now. Running. Oh, nope. Locks up there, goes off, and I think that's going to do it for qualifying.
Yep. Looking at it, the 28 and 1 cars are still on track.
Rick Raven? Could he possibly try and flex his muscle even more? Surely not.
I don't think this lap is counting. I think this might be an in lap.
It's an in lap. He's bailed on it. Chase Tobin. No.
I can't tell. Yeah, it looks pretty slow.
He's off of the pace as well. So that's going to do it. Rick Raven. Congratulations to him. The first ever pole position in the Vantage Indy Special League goes to Rick Raven.
That with its bonus point attached to it.
Yeah, we got a new championship leader. His name is Rick Raven. 1 point to everybody else's 0 points.
Yeah, I mean, he was could we say this is the Daniel Michel of VISL already?
Oh, it could be the Rick Raven show, the Rick Raven hour, whatever you want to call it.
The Rick Raven Power Hour.
And that's going to do it. Qualifying in the books. Just about done there. You can see a great aerial view of the track. And it's sure to be a good one here. Let's take a look if we can't at the starting grid here pretty shortly once we start gridding up.
Yep, cars are just going on to fuel onto their onto all their race settings.
So here we go. Front row, Rick Raven, Max Van Beest, a 1-2 for Aftershock, locking out that front row. Then Chase Tobin and Tom Minot, 3rd and 4th. A strong performance for the 33.
Yeah, Aftershock with a 1-2-3.
Absolutely. 5th and 6th, Matthias Marcomini and Gale Rolls, 5th and 6th. And here is Eric Gulleroy. Gullery? I'll have to get that pat down. Larry Miles in P8 there. Casey Keller and Jace Meyer, 9th and 10th. It's a strong top 10 run for both of those guys. Casey Keller, you said he was your guy. Jace Meyer in 10th. 11th and 12th, Tyler Justice and Brandon Gass. And then rounding out the 13th and final spot here is going to be Ben Kuhn, who didn't get the strongest time in qualifying. And, of course, our admin, Todd Lee. Shout out.
Shout out. All right, that was a very good qualifying session. A lot of big surprises there. Not really with pole, but yeah, throughout the grid. Good time set.
Yeah, so they're starting to grid up now, and we got 48 laps, is it, for this race?
Yes, it is.
So 48 laps around the Sebring circuit, the Grand Prix of Sebring, presented by Sue's Kitchen. Their season opener, race 1 of 22. 13 drivers here competing for maximum points. Elliot, do you have any predictions for this race?
You know, I think after seeing Rick Raven race throughout our recruitment races, as well as our partner league with Alpha One Racing, he looks fast. same thing with Max Van Beest and Chase Tobin. I mean, in practice they were fast, and yeah, I think at the end Rick Raven's going to take it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see any one of these top 5 drivers.
Yeah, it's really, it's a hard one to tell. I mean, Rick Raven, class of the field, but of course that 1, 2, 3 for Aftershock. I think it's a safe bet if you're picking any one of these 3 Aftershock drivers, but then again, you never know. Anything could happen. There is that mandatory tire change, and I think straight away you can see second place. Max Van Beest is on an alternate tire already, the red stripe tire.
Yeah, that would be a very important thing to look at, who's on what tire compound.
So
yeah, so for Aftershock, it's just Max Van Beest on the alternate. Both Rick Raven and Chase Tobin are on the primary. Brandon Gass appears to be on the alternate. Same thing with Gale Rolls, and who is that car? Looks like it's who is that guy? Larry, Eric Gilroy. Yeah.
Gilroy. We'll go with Guillory. Guillory.
Gilroy. Yeah.
Guillory.
Yeah.
We'll have to ask him how it's said.
Also on the alternate tire.
So about maybe a third of the field on the alternates.
Same thing with Tyler Justice and Brandon Gass.
So a split strategy for these guys. So if you're watching at home, the red stripe alternate tire is the equivalent to a soft tire. I think maybe an F1 or a medium, and the that primary black tire is the harder compound, last a little bit longer.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, though interestingly, it was actually having more issues with tire warm-up, so that could be an interesting thing with the compound. But yeah, it should be. There's not as much fall off with it. It's going to be a lot closer to the primary, or it may even be that for this race the compounds are swapped and the primary is the harder tire, is the softer tire. I mean, it just depends on what package is brought to the track.
That's true. We'll have to see how it goes. All I know is Max Van Beest is doing the opposite to his Aftershock teammates. Was that discussed beforehand? Or is
Probably
he
not.
maybe working on his own? It's hard to tell, but we'll find out how this race goes as we continue on. 48 laps for the Vantage Indy Special League season opener. It's going to be a good one for sure. I'm excited. All the build-up, all the recruiting, all the social media, the trailers. The intro, by the way, made by Elliot in the last 12 hours.
Yeah, 14.
Working hard. The whole admin team working hard here.
Just some final clarifications related to the start. Asked by drivers. The start is on green.
So start is on green.
So,
they'll go once the green flag drops. Rick Raven will lead them into turn 1. And if you were watching the Formula America race a little bit earlier, and if you're familiar with Sebring in general, you know you can maybe hang it around the outside of turn 1. So if Max Van Beest on those alternate tires gets a good jump on the start, he might have a shot to take the lead.
Yeah, and unlike those Formula America cars, these things have a lot more downforce and a lot more grip, so it's even easier to hang it around.
Yeah, it's going to be a very interesting start. All eyes on Rick Raven and Max Van Beest, that front row of Aftershock. Their third place teammate behind them, Chase Tobin. Coming to green now. The Vantage Indy Special League is about to start, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Green flag in the air. About to drop. And we are racing in the Vantage Indy Special League season opener. It's a great start for the one car. Already making moves. That's Minot.
Minot up to third. Oh, Chase Tobin contact with him.
Tobin
Chase
lost
Tobin's
some wing.
his front wing.
Chase Tobin in trouble. And he's dropping back.
Yeah, his whole left side of his whole left front wing is missing.
Yeah, he's going to have to use that quick repair
Basically.
very early on here. Terrible news for Chase Tobin. But out front,
Maybe.
do we see a move
Yeah,
here?
maybe he can hold on.
Oh, he's losing a lot of time there.
Yeah.
I think
He's losing a lot of time.
might be in his best interest to come get that fixed as quickly as possible.
He could potentially. It's a shame it happened so early because it could have given him some time to learn maybe which compound is better to be on, because he could use this as his mandatory tire change, compound change.
Yeah, he could. He could set up for the long run. He's going to have to probably hope for a caution at some point in the race. There's a car spinning in the background there. I think that is Keller. Casey Keller got a little bit sideways. He held on to it.
Max Van Beest is off the track.
Oh, my goodness.
Well.
Oh, what's happening here? Some connection issues. Oh, my days. There we go.
Yeah, Tom Minot up to second after starting fourth. He is chasing down Rick Raven.
Yeah, Tom Minot with a great start here. You'll have to excuse the connection issues. Max Van Beest was off track momentarily. And look at this. Don't look now, but Gilroy up to third. So those alternate tire runners making some quick ground. Rick Raven, not one of them. He's going to lead the first lap of the race. My goodness, we are having some serious issues here with connection. My apologies in advance. It seems to be working itself out now.
Appears to be the case. Fastest, Chase Tobin has entered the pits. Rick Raven setting that fastest lap, 47.5.
So, Aftershock leads the way, but for their other two drivers, kind of a not ideal start. Van Beest dropping down to fourth, and we saw what happened with Chase Tobin.
Van Beest is off the track almost in the hairpin.
Yeah, Van Beest. Got to reel it in a little bit here. Let's go on board with him. As these tires slowly start to get up to temperature, the cars will come to them. It's not going to be like qualifying where...
Oh, Gilroy's around. Gilroy's around.
Oh, yes, he is. And he stopped on track trying to get everybody to go by him. He's in a terrible spot.
Yeah, watching back on that, he got caught out by one of those bumps. If you want to look at a replay of that.
Let's see if we can find it. Oh yeah, there it was. He bended on the exit and got stuck. Had to let everyone by. It was a terrible situation to be in. Rick Raven with a 9/10 of a second lead over Tom Minot, who is managing to keep pace. So this is going to turn into a bit of a strategy race, I think, as we get further and these cars get more spread out.
Yeah, look at it now. Everyone except Rick Raven in the top 5 is on that. In the top 4 is on those alternate tires.
Yeah, so Rick Raven
on Van Beest and Keller.
Just kind of pushing it along here. I think he just straight up has the pace to make up that difference here. The Rick Raven factor coming to effect here.
Yeah, Tom Minot, fastest lap that time, 42.1, 2/10 ahead of Rick Raven.
He's closing in. About a second is the gap. It's been that for the better part of a lap or so into the hard right-handed hairpin here. Like you mentioned, these cars have a lot more downforce than what we saw earlier today in the Formula America Series. A lot more horsepower, a lot more everything.
Yeah, look at it now. It seems these Lamborghini engines in that gas racing mode car are really working.
Yeah, they're really putting in the overdrive here. Let's take a look at Chase Tobin. I think he's going to kind of just be on his own right now. Yes, he is. He's back. Oh, he's actually onto the red stripe tires. So Chase might have used that as his mandatory. The question is, can these tires go 46 more laps? I think that's going to be a pretty tall...
The fuel can go 46 more laps.
The fuel can?
I don't think it can.
Oh, it can't. Okay, well, we'll see. I don't think so either. But he's going to have to try and something as Ben Kuhn goes off the track there. Minot seems to be faster in the latter half of the lap.
Yeah, that last lap was another 2/10 faster.
So he's closing in, and he's about 2/10 closer, more or less, than he was one lap ago. Can he close into Rick Raven is the question. And can he get there? When he gets there, if he gets there, can he pass him?
And another big thing, especially as we saw with Chase Tobin, can he pass him cleanly? Because these cars are not that strong. They will fall apart really quickly.
Yeah, they're a little bit fragile. It depends on times. I think Chase actually also got a tough break with the angle that his wing got clipped.
Oh yeah, I mean I think he was a little too position happy, with a little too eager on turn 1. Got into the back of. I'm pretty sure it was Tom Minot, but yeah, I think you still have to be super careful with these cars and managing that front wing, because it does not take a lot, especially with how open the rear wheels are, to take off a wing.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's very fragile, like you saw. Chase had a lot of pace in both practice and qualifying, and now unfortunately he's stuck trying to fight his way back from last place, 27 seconds out of the lead.
Don't look now, but Brandon Gass is in a huge battle.
Oh, Gilroy's off
with Eric Gilroy. Yeah,
he's closing up to Larry Miles, aka Miles the Monster, as we've so nicely nicknamed him from the Pro Series days. That's 9th, 10th,
looks like he has a black flag for a slowdown penalty.
Oh, is that
Gilroy?
Gilroy? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, he cut too much track there. Slowdown penalty for him.
That is very unfortunate. Gas went a little bit wide in Sunset and onto the front straightaway. We know that kills your run here, and that's exactly what we're going to see here. Do we see a move from Gilroy? The answer is a peak, but not a full-on move. Gas holding on to P10 into the first corner.
Gilroy did not make that move because he had to clear that slowdown very quickly.
And now he's going to try and move
here, though.
Gas with a wiggle. They both have a wiggle. And they both hold on to it.
Also, don't look now, but the gap with Rick Raven and Tom Minot's down to half a second.
That it is, Elliot. We're going to have a battle for the lead. I think those tires might be slowly starting to switch in performance. Rick Raven, you can see a big snap of oversteer.
So it appears that this Ultron tire is a much better race tire.
Yeah, it looks like it just might be. Rick Raven's getting the most out of these primary black walls, but I think Minot's been slowly reeling him in here. And that crossover point is starting to hit 5 laps into this race for these tires to flip performance. Let's go on board with Minot into the final corner. You gotta imagine this final corner in these cars is a dirty air nightmare.
It certainly is, and that wall comes at you very quickly.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised. Well, knock on wood, I'm surprised no one smashed into it yet. It's very easily to wash out, especially with these bumps.
Yeah, especially in that after that final sector as well as the first sector, it's all concrete and all very bumpy.
But I gotta give a shout out to these drivers. They've kept it clean for the most part. There was some contact on the first lap, but no major incidents other than that. We got Keller closing in on Max Van Beest for 3rd.
Yeah, that gap's down to around half a second as well. Both these drivers notably on the alternate tire, so it's not going to be a tire thing that's causing it, it's just pure pace.
Yep, it's going to be pace at this point. Although we do know that Max Van Beest might have been pushing a little bit harder earlier on, trying to make up that time. Maybe fallen off of pace a little bit since then.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the fuel situation is looking like right now, but they're definitely going to have to. All these drivers are guaranteed to have to make a stop except for Chase Tobin, but the question is when they're going to make that stop and if they're going to make multiple.
Yeah, I would say even Chase Tobin is probably going to be borderline, like you said, for fuel. He did pit on lap 1. Look at Rick Raven going all the way to the inside of this straightaway towards Sunset, trying to break the toe already. Any advantage Tom Minot might have is going to get nullified there with Rick Raven avoiding. Look at those bumps in the middle of Sunset. My goodness.
Looking at it, actually looking at the times, Rick Raven might have cooled down his tires a bit because he just pulled out half a second these last 2 laps.
Yeah, so maybe doing some tire management. Perhaps he's trying to go long here, is Rick Raven, compared to Tom Minot. He already had pole position. You do get a bonus point for leading a lap, so he's now up to 2 points on the season.
And you also get 5 bonus points for leading the most laps, which he is he's led all of them so far.
He has, of the 7, he's led the most, which is all 7. You would have to get to at least 25 laps led to clinch that 5 extra points.
Yeah. Yeah, gap's over 1.1 seconds now.
It's also possible that
1.3.
might not burned up his tires trying to close him in.
That is very possible as well. He definitely he started 4th, mind you, so he gained 3 positions initially. He was closing it fast for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's Marco Mini and Gail Rolls. 5th and 6th. Marco Mini
Looking
is
further
on
back.
black.
Looking further back, we have Jace Mayer and Larry Miles really close together.
Yeah, Larry Miles trying to get inside the top 8 for Horsepower Hill Racing. And he's closing in. I think he's on the black walls. Yes, he is. Meyer's on the alternates.
So we'll see how these alternate tires, they're very... I'm curious to see what time is like for them, because they might have longer life, but they might just overheat a lot quicker.
Yeah, it looks like maybe, dare I say, we could be seeing another flip of performance for these tires.
Yeah, I feel like they flipped once, they might flip again.
Because we're seeing it out front, 1.3 about is the gap out front, and now Larry Miles reeling in Jace Meyer.
Oh, it looks like it was just a connection flag there. Gale rolls, real quick thing.
These battles calming down a little bit. Rick Raven now, his tires coming back to life. Or perhaps the alternates are slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, and this battle, looking further back, this battling between Jace Mayer and Larry Miles has allowed Eric Gilroy to catch all the way back up. It's now a 3-car battle for 8th.
Yeah, 3-car fight. Gilroy, who spun, I think it was from 3rd place early on.
It was.
Dropped all the way back. Had to let the entire field pass because he was right on the exit of a corner, so we couldn't exactly just come out. Oh, late on the brakes, Gilroy. My goodness. Closing all the way into the back. Just about of Larry Miles.
Yeah, 7. Gaps down to 8/10 of a second now for him up to Miles. As Mayer goes off track there.
That he does, yeah. Mayer is going to have mirrors full now, even more than before, of Larry Miles, as there's some clouds rolling over this track now. Sunshine going away for a little bit.
We'll see if that track temp will cool down. Current track temp is 93 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's actually pretty cool. When all things considered.
Yeah, relatively cool for a racetrack temperature. And it might slowly start to drop as these clouds roll in. We'll see how long till they head out.
Yeah, though mind you, half this track is concrete, so it doesn't absorb as much and it can't take as much heat before it gets over too hot. So 93 for concrete might actually be a lot.
Yeah, 93 for concrete, who, as you mentioned earlier in the Formula America podcast, this track has not been paved in a little while. Gilroy is getting really aggressive on these tires.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he is really pushing him hard right now, and it's working out for him so far. Maybe he might have found a secret to getting him back under control, back within working temps, and yeah, he's catching right all the way up to these guys.
Yeah, he is. Look, he's going to have a peek up the inside. It is actually a dive bomb. It's not going to stick, though. Not enough real estate there.
That's going to mess up his exit there in the hairpin.
It is. Oh, yeah, he's lost tons of time from that. A couple tenths at least.
Yeah, it looks like he's just better on the brakes than Miles or Mayer, but he is just not getting that turn in he wants.
Yeah, very curious moment here from Gilroy. Like you said, he is later on the brakes, but seemingly affects his exit on all these corners. Look at how far back he is now. 7 tenths from Larry Miles.
Yeah, it looks like he's overdriving it. You know, when you brake that late, it will compromise your corner. It's just a matter of you don't want to... He's braking too late, I think, at this point.
Here comes Miles. Up the inside. And Larry Miles gets into 8th place ahead of Jace Meyer. Oh, no! Look at this.
Mayer's back. Yeah, I think Miles broke a little late because he had just made that overtake. He holds on to it though.
Meyer tried to fight back, but Larry Miles around the outside holds on to the 8th position. I'm going to go ahead a little bit further. Gail Rolls is closing into Casey Keller for 4th place.
Yeah, and Matthias Marcomini, looks like he's also slowly closing in on that 4-car pack.
So Marco Mini on the primary black walls, Gail Rolls, Keller, and Van Beest, who's actually in front of these guys, all on the alternates.
Yeah, and a quick update on our leaders. Rick Raven down pulled a 2.5-second gap.
And growing.
Yeah. And Larry Miles is already pulled over a second on Eric Gilroy, who's passed his teammate Jace Mayer.
So he just needed a little bit of clean air, did Larry Miles, and now he's maybe going to try and run down Tyler Justice for 7th place. He's got a ways to go, but that gap is closing pretty quickly.
Yeah. Back up to this 3rd, 4th, and 5th place battle. It's all within half a second now. Each car's half second apart from the next.
Yep, Gail Rolls trying to get the slipstream from Keller up ahead. Let's go on board through the final corner. You can see the bumps. Look at this, Keller up the inside, having a peek, making some contact. Lost his wing.
Into the wall. Max Van Beest into the wall hard.
Van Beest through the final corner gets dumped. Oh, he's got some serious damage on that car.
He has the black and orange flag. He's going to have to take his fast repair.
He's got the meatball. Luckily, he has that one fast repair in the pocket. Let's take a look at exactly what happened there. Through the final corner. Hit this replay in slow motion.
Oh, he's crab walking down pit lane. Yeah, it looks like he got too tight. It looks like actually it looks like he was trying to pit.
Oh, he might have. Well, he got to the pits one way or another. Oh, that's terrible. Terrible. He's not going to be happy with that at all. Van Beest has had a rough race.
No, he has not. You know, well, it hasn't been too bad. He hasn't been involved in anything necessarily until just then, but...
He dropped back at the start. He's going wide there and into the wall!
He's hard in the wall.
Just as we say that, his race has gone from bad to worse, and he's done for. Was that the first ever Elliott commentary curse? You just said his race wasn't so bad so far.
I think it was the first ever commentary curse for me there. And looking back on it, he appeared to have just pulled tires. Wasn't really paying attention. It was almost like a lapse in concentration from him there.
So Van Beest is out on lap 11. Let's get another replay of that. Well, we'll come back to that. The leaders are coming in. Rick Raven, lap 12, is in.
Minot remains out there, hoping to maybe in his clear air pull something out. Gale Rolls also coming in. Same thing with Matthias Marcomini. Casey Keller missing his front wing fully. He's also coming in.
So these things are starting to kick off here.
Tyler Justice in, Eric Gilroy in. Larry Miles, though, he stays out on track and jumps up to second.
So Mark Armini, Gail Rolls, Casey Keller, Tyler Justice, Eric Gilroy, and Brandon Gass all in. Rolls first one out.
Ben Kuhn coming around the final corner. Is he also going to come in? It looks like he will be.
Yeah, sounds like
Yes, he is. Now, this is a chance for Chase Tobin to catch some time up. Everyone's in the pits now.
Yeah, this is going to play right into Chase Tobin's, I don't know about strategy, forced strategy.
Yeah, he's back up to 10th.
So crawling through the field. Got to feel bad for Max Van Beest. He's having a pretty good run.
I mean,
he dropped back at the start. Had a really untimely incident, and then it just got worse.
Yeah, he, I think, just had a lapse. He was just, I think, still seeing the red mist with that
incident.
As he was trying to enter the pits, getting spun, and then, yeah, looking at it, just got too mad, lost concentration, made a bad situation worse. As Brandon Gass, he's off the track into the wall on turn 5.
Oh, Gass into the wall. There it is. Same thing we saw with Van Beest, I'm pretty sure. Oh, he's spinning tires now. He's not.
No, he's further along in the track, but his front wing is missing.
His front wing is missing. Does he have any suspension damage? I don't
Looking back on it, it was a different type of impact, actually. Looks like Brandon Gass just got a little too throttle happy.
Oh, yeah.
Butted up on exit.
These cars on cold tires, especially on this track, I can't even imagine how difficult that is. Minot is in, by the way.
Yeah, Brandon Gass with steering damage.
Oh, guys. Well, he's going to have to use that fast repair as well. So.
Gilroy and Matthias Markamini both do have slowdown penalties.
Oh, my goodness.
It appears.
Could it be from speeding in pit lane?
They're only slowdowns.
Oh, okay. By the way, Rick Raven's lead has nearly doubled since the pit cycle with time Minot. It's almost 5 seconds now.
Yeah, I mean, it seems that those tires really fell away from Minot there at the end. But now he is on the tire it seems you want to be on for this race. So, yeah, we'll see what he can recover.
Yeah, 12 laps in is when everyone pit, more or less. So expect a 3-stopper, maybe.
Oh, Chase Tobin's in the pits once more.
Chase Tobin is in. Not that surprising.
Could this be for fuel?
He did pit on lap 1. He's going, look like, back onto the black walls, the primaries, for Chase Tobin. Gotta be careful not to overcook those cold tires. We saw it happen with Gas. We saw it happen with his teammate, Max Van Beest. And while we have some time, let's actually go through and find these replays of Max Van Beest here. Here he is. Running way too wide. Oh, it cut off. Okay. Yeah, there it was. Just into the tire barrier, and it was game over from there. 14 laps in. Plenty of action to go around. Miles is in a battle with Keller, Casey Keller up ahead. Miles the Canadian, Keller the American. Sun's back out, by the way. Oh, and Max Van Beest not happy. He's confirming that he was trying to pit. Not happy with Casey Keller and that incident before he DNF'd there.
What I say to that is there's a reason you're supposed to signal when you're going to pit to prevent stuff like that happening. When you see a car ahead of you going slowly, you don't know that they're trying to pit. You just see the opportunity to make a pass, unless they say they're trying to pit.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's especially when you're racing that close in the final corner, it is hard to tell. It's just, yeah, it's not something you want to see. Pit entry here is pretty tricky as it is. As we're going to see Larry Miles closing in. He's on the red walls now, is Larry Miles.
Yeah, we'll see if at some point a protest is made against Casey Keller, or the admins, to their own discretion, decide a penalty is worthy.
Here comes Miles up the inside, and he gets him fairly easily into Sunset. Keller down a spot. Does Miles hold on to it? Yes, he does.
Looks like Keller has the exit. He might try something into turn 1 here.
He's going to try
around the
outside. We said you could make it stick around there, but does he? Miles gets an excellent entry.
Out.
Yeah, he backs out. So Larry Miles into 5th now. Good race for him so far.
Yeah, definitely a very good race for him, up from around 10th-ish, on 10th or 8th to 10th on the grid.
8th, he qualified 8th, up 5 spots right now.
That's only 3, but...
Oh, 3, yes. You said 10. Threw me off. Commentary math.
Yes, commentary math. But yeah, Casey Keller seems maybe not getting these... Oh, Gale rolls. Oh, it's just another connection issue. He's having a lot of false yellow flags being thrown for him now.
Yeah, Gale rolls. There is that connection flag in iRacing. It hasn't affected anybody yet in any of the Vantage series since it has been implemented into iRacing, but never know. Could be cleared as well.
Never know. Yeah, looking at this grid now, since we're down to 12 cars, Brandon Gass becomes our new last place, and he's far down. He's a minute off of 11th Chase Tobin.
Yeah, Gass is going to need a bit of a miracle here to catch back up. He did have that incident, managed to limp around. I think now he's just going to try and log laps at this point. Hope for a caution, but really can't be banking on that. All Rick Raven so far. 6.2 is the gap to Tom Minot.
Yeah, and official ruling from lead admin Todd Lee. No penalty. This is considered a racing deal. However, there has been a request made for all future pit stops. If you are around another car, please notify them that you are pitting.
Very interesting. Well, I mean, we saw it happen in real time. Like you said, it's hard for the car behind to differentiate why the other car is going slowly. Can't exactly read your mind. So, it's an unfortunate circumstance, and Van Beest comes up with the short end of the stick, unfortunately, in his case.
Yeah, I mean, he had some pace there. Definitely showed some pace. Qualified third. Yeah, that's just how it falls sometimes when you're racing hard and you're trying to get every advantage possible, and sometimes your failure to communicate what's going on can lead to a detriment towards you.
Yeah, absolutely. And who's to say he didn't know he was that close? I don't know. It's hard to say. You know, these Indy cars aren't always the easiest to see out of, especially when you're in a hyper-focused racing scenario like slinging it around Sebring on worn tires.
Yeah, definitely. It would have been interesting to see if Van Beest had gone in that lap, what he would have been able to do with strategy.
Yeah, because like you said,
and if he didn't dump it into a wall.
Also that, yes. Seeing red, and then the cold tires that caught out a couple of drivers. Yeah, would have been interesting to see for sure.
So looking at the teams list, we actually have 4 different teams in the top 4. Rick Raven for Aftershock, Tom Minot for Gas Racing Company, Gale Rolls for Rodent Racing, and Matthias Marcomini for Horsepower Hill Racing.
So each one of the 4 teams here in the Vantage Indy Special League being represented in the top 4. It was a 1-2-3 in qualifying and practice for Aftershock. Unfortunately, the second and third place drivers in that scenario have come upon hard times, I guess you could say. Although Chase Tobin finally catching up to somebody.
Yeah. Also, you know how you were mentioning earlier your thoughts on Matthias Marcomini having sort of a Junko Solinger car. There is a Junko Solinger logo on that car as well.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, there you go. The Argentinian, maybe harkening back to God, what was his name?
Augustine
Colapinto. Yes.
No,
not Canapino.
Canapino.
So many Argentinian names.
Augustine Canapino.
I was thinking of Franco Colapinto in F1. Yes, but Marcomini. Marcomini, the Argentinian, running in 4th. Pretty good race so far for him. Relatively quiet, but good pace overall. He's 3 seconds behind Gale Rolls. He can maybe sneak onto the podium here.
Yeah, and update, Max Van Beest has left the session. His day is officially over.
I would imagine he had either too much damage to continue or multiple minutes of damage to be fixed.
In looking at it, it would look like it was too much damage to continue.
That does make sense. He did completely destroy his suspension on the right side of his car.
And not just a toe length, I think a wheel was detached.
Yeah, it was a little bit more than your average fender bender.
Yeah, you can't just take it to like Uncle Ricky's body shop and have it buffed out.
Can buff that out. Throw some Bondo
Rub
on
some
there. It'll be
dirt in
okay. Yeah. Nothing some duct tape can't fix.
A couple zip ties here and there. A well-placed zip ties can do wonders for your race car.
Jacob Hoskins in the chat saying the time relatives are confusing him. It is important to know that what you're seeing on screen is the gap to the next car in front of you. So Gail Rolls is 12 seconds behind Minot, who is 7 seconds behind the leader, etc., etc.
And looking at now, in case we get a bit bored on track, Eric Gilroy is once again catching up to a car. This time it's Tyler Justice.
Yeah, Tyler Justice quietly in 7th. You see some marbles being flung everywhere from cars in front. Oh, Gilroy going off the track, almost making contact. That might be a slowdown. He gained a lot of time there.
Also, if Van Beest is discussing a mid-race interview, if you'd like to talk to him there, get his take on the incident.
Oh, absolutely. Let's get Van Beest in here.
This is interview C. I am camera jumping in this. I will pull him in here when he is in the VC. There
Perfect.
he goes.
Okay, let's get him in. All right, Max Van Beest, it's Nico and Elliot in the booth. You got it? Let me turn you up on the... All right, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, so you had a bit of an incident there with Keller coming into the pits. Quite the incident, actually, and then came out of the pits, cold tires, kind of went all downhill from there. What exactly happened from your point of view?
Well, I think it was just a bit of a miscommunication. I'd picked my lap to pit, so I was planning on going into the pits right then and there, and I kind of slowed down a bit more so it'd actually make the pit entry, and I don't think he saw me coming in, or he didn't expect me to come in, and obviously he hit me, and I mean, I don't really understand why somebody would send it in the fastest corner of the track, but I mean, I could also think about the fact that I was going a little slower than normal, so I don't know. It's kind of give and take. It's probably just one of those things that you can't avoid, but I mean, it's unfortunate because I knew the pace was there. I think I could have been fighting for the podium, but we move on, keep my head up, and just move forward to the next race.
Yeah, it's a long 22 race season, so you had a lot of pace there today. You're running in the top 4, like you said, probably could have fought for a podium there at the end of the race, but nevertheless, unfortunate turn of events. Best of luck, Max, next time out.
Thank you.
So Max Van Beest, given his point of view on what happened here a little bit earlier in this race, Elliot, what was your take on that?
I think, yeah, he's absolutely correct. A miscommunication. Both parties in the incident, himself and Casey Keller, did not fully understand the situation, it seems, and yeah, racing incident. As looking at this now, Ben Kuhn having a huge struggle this last sector. He has been off the track in every corner on the second half of the track.
I don't mean to cut you off now, but Gilroy up the inside of Justice, trying to make a move for 7th place, and he gets it done. Does Justice fight back though? He's gonna cut him off. Whoa, nose chop. Really aggressive driving here. Clean, but harsh. Or, sorry, clean but fair. Harsh but fair. There we go.
There we go. Looking at the lap times, Justice does have the slower, fastest lap, but their most recent laps have been very even.
Interested to see, are they both on the black walls? Yes, they are. So that was just a deficit of pace for those two. 7.7 the gap out front. Raven making these alternates work really well in his favor. I think, like you said, Daniel Michel of VISL, we could be seeing this. Rick Raven, he's getting the most out of every tire. He's just fast in whatever you throw him in.
Yeah, definitely. And going back to this, Tyler Justice trying an alternate line there in Sunset, going deep and cutting it back. We'll see how this works for an exit. Cross the line.
Looks like
it hurt him a bit.
Yeah. It was as good or worse than taking the regular line, but he actually did get a pretty good run into turn 1. Closing up that gap again is Tyler Justice.
Yeah, you know, they also have to really keep in mind their tires here because I'm not sure if they can go the rest of the race without pitting. I'm assuming they can't. But they still want to limit as many problems with tires and fuel as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, reports of the...
Justice getting an off track there.
Oh, interesting. Reports of the cars being a little bit louder than the commentators.
I'd say that's where you turn up the commentators, not turn down the cars.
Well, I can turn me up. I'll see if I can turn you up too, actually. Oh, I can turn you way up.
Maybe do that.
All
Oh,
right.
Eric Gilroy off track. Long off track.
Let's take a look at that. That's unfortunate. He was having a pretty
He
good
retains
run.
the position, but he lost a lot of time.
Look at this line from Justice, trying to cut it back, trying to get a good run down the straightaway here.
He
He's
does
gonna
have
be-
that run. He's
oh,
going.
a block.
Oh,
Oh, Gilroy to the inside aggressively. And he holds on to it. Momentarily, anyways. Tyler Justice. And Gilroy's
So
going to take a really shallow line.
is he pitting? No, he's just taking a shallow
That
line,
was
yeah.
very shallow. I'm surprised he managed to maintain speed, honestly.
So the reason he had to take that shallow line is, per the rule book, you can only make one defensive move, and he had to sit on that left side of the track the rest of the straight.
Yeah, he had that block about halfway down the straightaway. And, well, he made it work. Gap's about the
Yeah.
same, so good driving from Gilroy.
And also good heads-up driving from Tyler Justice there to avoid that block.
Yeah, he had a nice reactionary moment.
Rick Raven announcing he's pitting in this lap.
Okay, so, oh, interesting. He went 13 on the black walls primaries. He's gonna do about 10 here on the red walls. Maybe he
Yeah,
knows.
these red tires, they seem to be falling off faster.
Slay in the chat saying that the block was reactionary. Very well could have been. You saw Justice try and make a move to the inside, and Gilroy covered it off. Let's see here into the pits. Got to be careful not to get a speeding penalty. Down to speed, and he seems to be doing just that.
Yep, all well and good there. Tom Minot comes around, inherits the lead. He's on the back wall tire now, so let's see if he can maybe close some of that gap up.
Yeah, we'll see. He did close up a little bit earlier in that first stint, and we are just about halfway through this opening round at Sebring. Can Tom Minot use this clean air to try and close in here? Raven still in the pits.
Eric Gilroy announcing he's going into the pits. Casey Keller is also in the pits.
Couple of guys
Tyler
coming.
Justice following Gilroy.
Yeah, we got a couple of guys coming into the pits here. Tyler Justice in there. Can
Oh,
anybody
and a
jump?
big thing. Rick Raven exits the pits into traffic.
Oh, that's going to be tough for Rick Raven. He's right behind Marco Mini. He's in a horsepower hill sandwich, actually.
Yeah, right ahead of him, on track blocking him, is Ben Kuhn,
Yeah, that is Ben Kuhn, yeah.
who gets an off track.
Oh, he's going to have to get out of the way
Yeah.
here. Then he does.
Yep, and that he is not obligated to get out of the way. That was a him decision.
Yeah, actually, I was just going to make a good point that he actually does not have to get out of the way there. He just didn't want to be a nuisance. Kind of got out of the way.
Yep, the rule for VISL and real life IndyCar is you only have to get out of the way when you're falling a second lap down.
Chase Tobin up into the top 10 now after that super unfortunate start. He gets past Meyer. Jace Meyer.
Tyler Justice still right on the back of Gilroy even after those pit stops.
So not even a pit stop can separate those two. Very similar pit time and out lap and in lap. Although they do have alternating, or rather opposite tires, I should say.
As Gail Rolls and Matthias Marcamini both go into the pits. Tom Minot once again is staying out another lap.
Very interesting. I would imagine that gap's going to start to come down to Rick Raven. We'll keep an eye on it on the left-hand side of your screen. It's about 22 seconds. Now under 22. Yeah, I think he's got to come in now if he wants to even remote chance at closing this gap.
Another interesting thing, though, Rick Raven is stayed on that alternate compound tire. He did not go back to the black walls.
I think he likes them better. He did pull a bigger gap out in that previous stint on the red walls. So maybe he knows how to work these red walls, maybe compared to the...
Speaking of that, just set
blacks.
the fastest first sector of the race. Second sector of the race.
So he's cooking on the alternates, is Rick Raven.
Yeah, he also currently does have that fastest lap of the race, so he could be going for a clean sweep of the points here.
He absolutely could. I don't know what the laps led is, but we're past halfway. I know he hasn't led every single lap with the cycles and everything, but he's pretty darn close.
We are right on halfway, so still, you're actually the exact halfway point.
Oh, spinner!
That would be interesting.
Is that Ben Kuhn? Into the wall there.
Doesn't look like he has any damage. Maybe a scuffed up right side end plate, but it's still everything's still attached.
Yeah, car looks okay.
As Time Minot enters the pits.
So Time Minot from the lead of the race is coming in. Rick Raven
entering Sunset.
Oh, he's gonna get him here by a mile. But we'll see. What tires does Minot go on to? Does he go back onto the primaries?
He was. Yeah, let's see if the gap was 7 seconds last time, but when was before Rick Raven entered the pits.
Oh, I think he's gonna be well behind 7 seconds. We'll see here. Out of the pits he comes. Looks like he is back onto the primaries. It's already creeping over 10 seconds there. 11.
That's a big gap.
Nearly 12 seconds. So he's lost another 5 in that stint by going long.
Oh man. Yeah, he needs to maybe undercut the undercutter, it seems.
Yeah.
Larry Miles also into pits.
Strategy did not pay off there. Larry Miles was on track for a good chunk of time. Coming out now onto the red stripe alternate
Tyler
tires.
Justice versus Eric Gilroy. Still going on now. Down to 3/10 of a second gap now.
Let's go on board with Tyler Justice as he follows Gilroy through this first sector. You can just see the bumps. Gap there's about 1.2 seconds now, 1.1. So if we go on board with Justice and he loses a little bit of time, that might be I don't know about a curse, but a bit of a bad luck. Commentary spell, perhaps. Chase Tobin continuing his comeback drive. Up to 10th now. 30 seconds behind Jace Meyer. I think a caution would do him very well, to be honest. "10 seconds is the gap." Is it coming down? It was nearing 12. Now it's around 10 and a half odd seconds.
Brandon Gass has a Brandon Gass involved in something. His missing his front end. He has a meatball. He's out of this race.
Oh, Gass in trouble. We're trying to find out what happened with him.
Lap 24 towards the end of it. Got a bad bump. That's heavy into the wall. Big damage from him there.
Let me see what happened here. Let's go onto the replay. Oh, overcorrected. Oh, that's a huge incident. Yeah, his day is done for. 92 of Gas is out of this race.
Yeah, very unfortunate for him there. So we are down to 11 cars now.
They're starting to drop like flies. Ben Kuhn is going to finish ahead of his teammate.
Looking at the gaps now, Eric Gilroy has pulled 1.8 seconds on Tyler Justice.
Yeah, he's pulling
And
away.
that's the closest gap we have right now, actually.
Tom Minot has gotten the gap to 9.5. Remember, it was nearly 12 when the pit cycle cycled through, so those tires got up to temperature. And I think Minot might be finding some pace in those Blackwall primaries.
Yeah, we'll see how he is in this sector here when he approaches the sector timer. So their sectors actually were identical. Their first sectors were identical, but that's it's a lot harder to gain time there. Coming through the second sector, Tom Minot a 10th up.
Yeah, he's really closing in. We'll keep an eye on this battle as this race rolls on, but let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break. We will be right back, folks. Challenge for the win. Gonna get alongside him. Off of 4. They touch. They touch. Drag race to the line. Could it happen again? Photo finish. Yes. Daniel Michelle. What a finish. We're gonna go for it. For the lead.
Oh my
3
goodness,
wide.
3 wide in turn 3.
Run to the line. They're wrecking. Side by side. Who got it? Side by side. Right to the line. Who's it gonna be? G for CP and CP edges him out. Nelson make him go the long way, and he does it. They touch. Does he hold on to it? Yes.
Close. But here comes Smitty! Smitty on the bottom! Here he comes! To the line, who is it gonna be? It is gonna be Mike Tyson!
The fireworks are going off on and off the track. Cuts the corner, does RBN. They touch again. A drag race, side by side. And here we go. The photo finish. Let's go ahead and take a look at the power ranking.
Yes!
So,
Sup, fuckers. I use math to make shit go fast.
gonna be a sitting duck here. There goes VNV around the outside, up the middle, trying to get 2 for the price of 1, trying to get 3 for the price of 1, and he does. VNV in the 4th. And back to the track. Tom Minot still about 9.5 seconds behind race leader Rick Raven.
Yeah, the gap is dropped ever so slightly. It's been fluctuating between that 9.5 to 9.8 seconds. But yeah, this most recent lap it dropped down. So let's see if Tom can continue that on.
Yeah, he's slowly closing in. He's got 21 laps to go. Probably another pit stop. If you're Rick Raven, the first stint on these red tires, the alternates, was pretty good for you. This time you've lost almost 3.5 or so seconds to the car behind on the black walls. Do you consider maybe going back to the primaries to finish out this race?
That's a good question to ask. Yeah, I mean, that last time Tom Minot down to 9.25 seconds.
Yeah, so slowly reeling him in lap by lap. Question is, does he have the pace to continue to do
Actually,
that? Oh, well.
some important info. Message from owner and driver of Gas Racing Company, Brandon Gas himself, after crashing out there right before commercial break. He has stated he is helping Tom strategize, and he is stupid.
Well, it was an unfortunate end to his race, but I think we've seen a couple of guys struggle with traction, and I think he just overcorrected, car stuck at the wrong time. And yeah, nothing
Also,
ashamed of there.
Tyler Justice is coming right back, and Eric Gilroy gaps back down to 0.6 of a second and closing.
My goodness, these two have been nose to tail for almost this entire race, basically.
Yeah, it increased ever so slightly about 5 laps ago. But yeah, it's been coming down slowly ever since, and it's about to drop a lot faster because of the slipstream. Yeah, 0.5 of a second now.
Yeah, he's getting there. Can he get past him, though? He's been stuck behind him for a good chunk of this race. No cautions,
Gap's down
by
to
the way.
4/10.
Caution-free racing so far.
Yeah, this actually would be. I'm interested to see what it's like on the ovals because fun Vantage iRacing fact: we have never had a caution-free iRacing oval.
That's true, isn't it? We've had some road courses go caution-free. But in fairness, some wrecks you saw here today would probably be a caution on an oval. Definitely with the
Yeah, definitely.
cars falling to bits.
And also going 200 miles an hour.
Also that, yeah, not the best.
So looking at the gaps now, Tyler Justice down to 3.39 seconds gap, and he has a much better corner it seems than Gilroy.
That he does.
Actually, that time seems the second bit was better of Sunset.
Yeah, Gilroy. Oh, they're taking such different lines to the first corner. It's very interesting to see how these guys race this track, and they still end up basically running the same lap times.
Yeah, they're searching for clean air and searching for a way to find that little bit of advantage.
And they have different tire compounds too. So Gilroy maybe has the pace, or had the pace rather, at the beginning of this stint, but it might be coming back to Justice. We saw earlier.
Justice is on those Blackwell tires, which we found out do appear to be the better race tire at the end of a stint.
At the end of the stint, yeah, the red walls are faster for about 3 to 5 laps maybe, but after that, it is all primary black walls that you want to be on. 8.5 is the gap out front. Might be onto something here. Excuse the stutter, my goodness. Be interested to see what advice Gas has for his driver Tom Minot to try and close this gap down. I'm sure he'll be looking at the lap times, lap by lap, see when they fall off. They're likely gonna have to make another pit stop, just based off of the
Tyler
trends that we've
Justice
seen.
Once again missing that apex on the second last corner. That's going to cost him a little bit down the straight here. But yeah, not too much. Gap is once again 4/10 of a second.
And into Sunset, who gets the better line through there? Who gets the better exit? Very shallow entry for Justice. And I don't think that helped him one bit.
It did not. It cost him another 10th. No, somehow Gilroy is able to make these shallow lines in Sunset work, because I think Justice was trying to replicate that line and just didn't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Justice, Gilroy, he's gone through Sunset a couple of times in that extremely shallow entry, and he just gets the grip down and gets a good exit somehow, some way.
Tyler Justice took a bit too much curb there in turn 4, and that really stuttered him down there. Gap's nearly a second. So, he's closing back there at the exit of the hairpin.
He is getting there. Stay Rocker, I am indeed seeing all your fun facts that you are putting in the chat, by the way. Don't worry.
I am not seeing these fun facts if you're at liberty to.
Let me see. Well, there's quite a few. I'll read the last couple. Did you know Google Images was created after Jennifer Lopez wore that infamous dress at the 2000 Grammys?
I did know that, yes.
I did not. That's an interesting fact. Did you know M&Ms are named after businessmen who created them? Forrest Mars and Bruce Murray. Murray? M&M.
Yeah. I realize now I know way too many facts.
Oh, and here comes Justice finally getting a move up the inside. Can he get it to stick? Shallow entry into Sunset. Oh, I think Gilroy ran a little bit too deep there. Yes, he did. Oh, look at this. A cutback.
Yeah, Justice ran super deep in the mid corner.
Yes, they did. They
It's
both
a
ran
drag
deep,
race.
side by side. Somehow they come together. These two glued at the hip. Gilroy going all the way around the outside. Oh, what a line. Can he get the power down? Yes, he can. That was an impressive line there. He was all the way on the exit of the corner.
Looks like Tyler Justice backed out of it. And yeah, if you want to make that outside work, you have to go all the way to the right side and cut it in super deep.
And that's exactly what he did. And after all that, we are exactly where we were 1 lap ago.
Also, Casey Keller 3 times of a second behind Larry Miles. for fifth.
Oh wow, Miles could be in trouble losing his top 5 spot if Keller can close up here. We'll keep an eye on that. But right now, Justice gonna have a real good run. Does he try a move here around the outside, or maybe a cutback? He's early on the brakes for the right-hander. Let's go on board with Tyler Justice.
Yeah, looking like he's just trying to get in his head in the head of Yorai a little.
Yeah, these two have been tangling for, like I said, the majority of this race. So you got to imagine that they kind of know all of each other's tricks at this point. We've been going back and forth for this long. You see a dip of the tire onto the grass for Tyler Justice. He's going to be close enough. I think he's going to have another chance into Sunset here. If he gets a good exit, which he didn't really do.
Also, for the information, Rick Raven has officially secured that most lap sled point.
So another
5
bonus
points.
point. Justice again. He did get him into Sunset. And this time, does he hold on to it? Does he run wide? Goldberg's going to close right in. A bit of a wiggle for Justice off the final corner. And this fight's not done yet. Not done at all. Right to the gearbox. Moving to the inside. For 7th place. He gets it. My goodness. Are we back to where we were?
Nope, they're not. It seems that that Justice was a little too lift off too much, trying to get that cut back, and just lost his momentum.
Justice got to be frustrated. He's passed him twice now, and 2 times it hasn't worked after turn 1.
Yeah, no, I think this is really showing off how well you can race these cars. What else is showing that off is how Casey Keller is down to 4/10, is still keeping that same gap with Larry Miles, following through this really flowy section. Oh, Larry Miles in the gravel there loses some grip and allows Keller to close up slightly.
Yeah, Keller could close in here. They're both on the red walls. Still about 5 to 6/10 of a second. Trying to close in on exit down the straightaway.
Looks like Keller got the exit.
Oh, he did. I don't think he's going to be close enough to make a move. I could be wrong, but it looks like he's going to try and...
Still seeming a bit too far.
Oh, has a peak. Maybe just a different line there for
Yeah,
Keller.
just a different line. Oh, Keller's going to the pits.
Keller's in, yeah. Keller is into the pits. Maybe an undercut. This is probably his last pit stop of the day. I'm assuming he's going to go with 15 laps remaining onto the primary tires. We'll have to see once he comes out where Keller exits.
As you see that stricken car of Brandon Gass.
And here is Gilroy and Justice. Still so close. They both go up 1 spot here. Still nothing.
This time, Gilroy hold on to it before the turn 1.
Yeah, now Justice is going to have to spend another full lap. This is an interesting strategy because if you push Gilroy to push his tires, he's on the softer compound, or at least the alternate compound. Might he wear those out before the stint is over, as he does gain like 4/10 through there? So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, this gap has been really fluctuating, though. It seems every time we get to that final corner, they're right next to each other.
Chase Tobin, still running in 10th. He's cut about 10
update.
seconds. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt. Rick Raven is in the pits for the final time, it seems.
Rick Raven, your race leader. That's Brandon Gass. For a second, I thought Raven lost his front wing.
See, he's gonna need to not get caught up in traffic. It looks like that will be the case. He'll be in clean air.
So we're going to see what Minot can do here. This is make or break for Tom Minot. He's going to have... Oh, a huge save from Rick Raven. Cold tires.
Very close there.
That's heart in throat moment for Rick Raven. He's on the alternates, by the way, which is interesting.
Yeah. The alternates are the ones that take longer to warm up.
We almost saw it there. His race almost came to an end in turn 1. That's going to cost him probably a couple tenths at least.
Yeah, and Eric and Tyler Justice are also in the pits now.
All right, well, here we go. This is it. Can they...
Same thing. with Jace Mayer. Sorry.
Jace Mayer in the pits. He's on a completely different strategy, not strategy, but part of the track then. I'll have
And Casey Keller just exiting the pits.
Minot. Whoa, with a wiggle there. I think Minot's tires might be starting to fall off a little bit. We'll see how long until he pits.
He should come in now, if I'm thinking right.
Yeah.
With how he's been losing.
We will have to see.
The Justice versus Gilroy gap, 2 seconds now.
Oh, wow.
Gilroy got a much better stop. Minot stays out once again.
Yeah, he stays out another lap.
Now, could he be holding out and going onto those red wall tires?
He just might at the end of the race. Maybe try and find some more pace. He did cut around 3.5 seconds off of the lead from Rick Raven in the previous stint. As Gale Rolls comes into the pits, so does
Matthias Marcamini.
Matthias Marcamini. And I think that's just about it.
Oh, Eric Gilroy appears to be out.
Oh, what happened here?
He just disappeared. It seems it might be a connection thing. Might have had a disconnection
He
issue.
might have disconnected, yeah.
Very unfortunate now that the closest battle on track for a large majority of this race.
Rick Raven is 27 seconds back. I think he's losing time. I think Minot might be still with a pace advantage here on these tires. Rick Raven's tires might take a little bit longer to get up to temp.
Yeah, 27.3 seconds now. That gap is increasing.
It's important to note, when Minot came in the last time, the gap was only 22 seconds. He came out, it was 12 seconds. He took about 3.5 seconds off over the course of that stint. We could be in for a grandstand finish here, depending on how this overcut goes.
Oh yeah, Eric Gilroy's quality has dropped down to 16 for this connection.
So he's... Oh, that's so unfortunate.
He has just dropped. He's just dropped due to connection loss.
Leader's in.
As Minot goes in the pits.
So this is it. This is the moment of the race. I think Raven's going to get ahead by maybe 2 or 3 seconds, maybe a little bit more. But Minot, and it depends what tires he goes onto.
It does.
That's actually really
Rick
big.
Raven entering sunset right now. When's he going to get back moving?
Oh, a near spin from Rick Raven. He's pushing really hard here.
He's overdriving it hard.
Is huge. He holds on to it. That's the second time since his pit that he has nearly binned it there. And here comes
Minot's moving.
Minot out of the pits. He's going to lose the lead. But I think... And he goes on to the primaries.
He's staying on those same Blackwall tires.
2 seconds is the gap. Rick Raven pushing extra hard on this pit lap for Tom Minot. Look at the gap's already starting to come down a little bit. This is going to be interesting.
Those Blackwall tires, they do warm up slightly faster. And with how Rick Raven's driving, he's overheating those tires by now.
And I think it's borderline on whether the red walls will have performance at the end of this race. He pit with, was it 15, 14 laps to go?
15 laps, yeah.
I just don't know if those tires are going to have the same kind of performance.
Oh, also interrupting slightly, Chase Tobin, Ben Kuhn side by side.
Is that for position? No.
No, it's not, but it's important to know that there was some racing going on. Ben Kuhn showing that lap rule, that he's being lapped now, and he was he was really fighting it.
I'll tell you what, Elliot. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm all for super speedway, side-by-side, 3-wide, close, nose-to-tail racing. But I think my favorite kind of races are ones like this, where it's a slow burner, you have strategy and different tire compounds coming into play, and at the end it all kind of comes to a great finale. I think that's my favorite kind of race. And we're getting that here.
We're definitely getting that finale as Tom Minot's down to 1 second gap.
He was working. Remember, the gap was 12 seconds at the end of that second stint. Now it's under 1. Minot has a severe pace advantage here. Rick Raven, he's going to have to do everything he can for Aftershock Racing to hold on to this race win. What a disappointing finish this would be if he could get the pole, lead the most laps, get the fastest lap, and not come out with the race win.
Yeah, because the race win, that gets you 50 straight points. That's more points than... No one's beaten that, points-wise.
Yeah, maximum points on the line here. It's actually very similar to the Thermal Club race a couple of weeks ago for IndyCar. Pato led the entire race, and then at the end there, it was Alex Palou with a better tire deficit coming away with the win.
Though actually thinking about it, I think Rick Raven might be able to get the same, if not more, points from finishing second, considering he has 7 bonus points.
He's got 7. Isn't it 40 for second place? Plus, without bonus points?
Oh yeah, it is 40. I'm thinking Cup Series points. Yeah, so he is going to get close.
We're going to see here the fight for the
Gap's
win is
under
on.
2/10 of a second now.
Yeah, he's right on his tail. This is it. This is the fight for the win. He might have a chance down into Sunset to take the lead. Coming to 10 to go.
Yeah, and we've seen how Rick Raven is really overdriving and getting loose there on Sunset. That might be, in power sliding and Sunset, this might be a good point to overtake.
He might have a chance here. Here comes Tom Minot looking for the lead. Gas Racing Co. into the lead of the race. It's Tom Minot. Or is it Rick Raven back around the outside of Sunset? What a move. He holds on to it. Incredible stuff.
Yeah, that wider line really works for those alternate tires. I think Rick Raven's learned that and he's adjusting to that now.
That was incredible driving from Rick Raven to hold on to it there. Now the gap's 0.5 of a second. If he can just hold on and maybe hope that Tom Minot wears out his tires. I mean, he's got 10 laps. That's an eternity around Sebring.
Yeah, that's nearly 20 minutes of racing right there.
I think he's got to take a deep breath, shake out those hands, get the neck loose. You are in for 10 laps of an all-out brawl with Tom Minot for the race win here.
Looking at this, how the races have been so far, Tom Minot really needs to pass him before they get to that final straight.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, things tend to flip. We saw it with Justice and Gilroy before he disconnected. How many times they swapped places. But the car that was in second across the line still managed to have the lead. More clouds coming over.
Gap's even closer now than it was at this point last lap. Yeah, if Minot wants to keep this position, he has to clear him before the corner.
Raven all the way to the bottom of the track, trying to break the slipstream, similar to how you would see at the Indy 500. No move this time from Minot into Sunset. Just being a little bit more conservative.
Gap across the line, 0.4 of a second. Rick Raven gained a lot of time there.
Yeah, 0.4 of a second into... Whoa, turn 1. Rick Raven right against the inside wall there. Don't mean to cut away from this battle, but right now, Matthias Marcamini closing in 1.6 seconds to Gale Rolls for third place, the last spot on the podium.
Also, to cut away from that battle, Larry Miles, 0.7 of a second behind Casey Keller for fifth.
So we got all kinds of slow burners, but we're going to keep an eye on the battle for the lead. Of course, that's maximum points on offer. So we're going to give that the most attention. We will momentarily cut to Miles and Keller, because why not? Miles on the red walls, Keller also on the red walls. Interesting to note. So Tom Minot still behind. What do you do here?
I think, yeah, his best bet, it seems to be somewhere before we hit the halfway point of this track.
Yeah, maybe into the hairpin. I don't know, it's hard to say, because Rick Raven's really good on those alternates through Sunset.
Yeah, and looking at the gap now, it's Rick Raven actually pulled out 0.2 of a second this lap compared to last lap at that final sector there.
That he did. If you're Tom Minot, do you just make Rick Raven cook his tires? You're on the primaries. It could be an interesting strategy to just make Raven push until his tires can't anymore.
And we still have a lot of laps left in this race, and those tires, we've seen that those tires sort of start to wear with 3 to go in the stint. So, yeah, right around lap 47, 48, there might be a lot of struggle where Minot can capitalize.
Yeah, he's just got to be patient, got to bide his time. Don't force a move. You do have the harder compound of tires. I don't know. Just like I said, I think he's going to maybe start to force something here. He's getting really close. There he goes, right
on the bumper.
Here he comes, around the outside. Tom Minot is going to have to be late on the brakes. Can he get him? It's a drag race. Do we see a cutback here? We see a lockup. A lockup for Minot.
Very unfortunate for him. That gap holds.
5/10.
It is,
Just about.
right around that point. Gap as it was before they crossed the finish line.
So a near disaster for Minot as he locked up there, but luckily it was a very, very short lockup.
But that's going to cook his tires. That can't be a thing that happens repeatedly.
No, yeah, you can that. Realistically, that should be the last time you should do that if you want to win this race. Hoskins stressing in the chat, the owner of Aftershock Racing. Rick Raven trying to hold on. Tom Minot for GRC trying to steal the win. The sun is shining on the leaders. Can the sun shine on Tom Minot for this race lead? Bit of swerving. Oh, look at this. Is he trying to get heat in the tires?
I think he's trying to get into Rick Raven's head there, try and scare him a little. Get in the mirrors.
Yes, that was very interesting. He did a huge weave. Rick Raven did not bite that time.
Yeah, the hardest thing for Minot now is in these fast corners, that dirty
Here he
area.
comes.
Though Rick Raven got a very bad exit.
Yeah, Rick Raven is going to give up the inside. Can he make it stick around the outside? Yes, he can. Wow, incredible. Rick Raven again around the outside.
Tom Minot there taking way too much curb. Same thing on that exit there. These curbs are really killing these cars. You need to be super careful in that opening sector with how tight the curbs are.
Look how much they're weaving. They're really both trying to get into each other's heads. This is a great battle. This is an incredible finish to the Grand Prix of Sebring presented by Sue's Kitchen season opener for the Vantage Indy Special League. Really wouldn't want it any other way. An all-out duel for the last 4 laps, and I'm assuming for the next 7 as well.
Yeah, Minot there looks like getting a better exit than Rick Raven.
This just in from Maxwell in the chat. Rick Raven might have to pit for fuel before the end of this race.
Ooh. That is an interesting one.
That is very interesting because that would hand the lead to Minot, who pit, is it 2 or 3 laps after Rick Raven?
Yeah, Minot pit around 3 laps afterwards.
Let me take a look. Last pit lap, 34 was the last pit lap for Rick Raven, 36 for Tom Minot. So 2-lap difference. And
Miles and Mark Mini.
they came together
Contact.
there. Let's take a look exactly what happened.
That appears to be Larry Miles just super over-sent it. Not really any damage I'm seeing, but they keep on battling actually.
Yeah, just a bit aggressive there, but no harm, no foul, it would seem.
That could potentially be a warning.
It could be. He sent it in there. Minot's gonna have to send it in here if he wants to get this race lead. 6 laps to go, still in the wake of Rick Raven. Man, can he get there? This is great stuff. I'll tell you what. I'm loving every second of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And that gap. Yeah, Larry Miles and Mark Mini, that gap is once again back down to 0.3 of a second. They both spun and kept on racing.
They spun like nothing happened.
Minot with a little wiggle there out of that corner.
Did you know Elliot's first ever commentary curse occurred on March 29, 2025 during the very first VISL raid? That's true.
It's very true. Very true.
Yeah. 1 race into your commentary debut. Technically 2, Formula America, but
technically 4, including the recruitment races.
The recruitment races, that's also true.
Yeah, which you have caused some good commentary curse for.
Oh yeah, that's true, but I'm a veteran of the commentary curse game. Tobin in 7th. Tobin did get up to 7th. Chase Tobin, who's been playing catch-up literally all day long since the very jump of the race.
Important information. Lead race control just came across the radio and said the incident between Larry Miles and Casey Keller has been deemed a penalty for Miles.
Yep. Did they say what it was?
Unsure. Appears to be not too long.
I'm sure we'll get word of that.
He will have a drive-through.
Oh, that is heartbreaking for Miles, but honestly, I could see it. He did send it in there and take out Marco Mini, who he's ahead of now, and he's going to come and serve this drive-through right now. Larry Miles with 5 to go. Serving that drive-through.
Now,
I think he'll come out ahead of Tobin. He should.
he will stay ahead of Chase Tobin, but that gap will probably be close to 10 seconds now, so it'll drop by 20-ish. But back to the racing at hand. Tom Minot still right on the back bumper of Rick Raven.
Still 5/10 behind Rick Raven. I'm interested to see if the camp from Aftershock gives us any more notifications on what the fuel situation is for Rick Raven. Going to the bottom of the
I am
track here.
curious. Yeah, I'm curious to see what's going on with that.
He's holding on to it though. 0.4 of a second through sunset. And still holding on to that lead. I think this battle has maybe calmed down just a touch. Slay in the chat says, did you know Nico had a total of 43 accounts of commentary curses? I'll be honest, I think it's way more than 43.
Also, important info, Eric Gilroy had a power outage.
Oh my goodness. Well, quite literally nothing you can do about that one.
Well, I mean, someone could have done something about that one. We need to blame. You need to contact his electricity provider and have some words with them.
Yeah, don't they know that the VISL season openers today? Get it together.
Yeah, I mean, these are Indy specials we're talking about. We can't. Your electricity can wait.
Save the power outage for a more convenient time.
Please reschedule.
0.8 of a second now is the gap out front. Could Minot be holding back, trying to mentally
Casey
recharge?
Keller's in the pits. He had to, I think, take some fuel.
Very interesting. Okay, so Keller's out. Yeah, it looked like it's just a splash and dash for Keller.
Maybe that's why the battle calmed down, because Minot knows that that Rick Raven will have to do a splash.
Yeah, maybe he knows something that Raven might not want to lead on to. Maybe Minot has... 43 confirmed. Oh yeah, 43 confirmed. Way more alleged.
Yeah.
Rick Raven is said to have been lifting and coasting for the better part of 20 laps. And fuel is still looking dire. Words from... Oh, here he comes! There it is! No, that's not. Excuse me.
That is very much not him. That is Ben Kuhn.
Ben Kuhn came in right at the same time as the leaders were exiting the final corner.
But it is showing that other drivers are having to pit for splashes.
If Rick Raven has been lifting and coasting for 20 laps, that means Tom and Minot might also be lifting and coasting, because he surely would have gotten past him now.
Well, if you lift and coast the right way, you don't lose any time.
That is also true, yeah. You lose very minimal time. Well, now granted, he has lost a total of 12 seconds over the course of the second half of this race.
Very granted, he has lost a lot of time.
So I guess we can't really say he hasn't lost time, because the gap was nearly 12 and a half seconds, because he definitely lost time. But it's growing now, over 1 second. Maybe Rick Raven got into the green. Maybe he's good on fuel now, because he's picking up the pace. Or maybe Tom might not make it either.
Yeah, this is some very, very good questions we're asking here. The people that have the answers are currently not in here.
Yeah, so we'll have to see. We'll have to wait and see with the rest of you at home. Lap 46 of 48. Rick Raven is 1.4 seconds, and Tom Minot, has he lost his chance to win this race?
Gap's Gap's growing still. Also, Jace Mayer is Larry Miles is half a second off Casey Keller once again. The battle continues on between those two.
Oh yeah, that it does. These two are gonna go at it. That's for 5th place. Can Miles get there? Into the hairpin. Oh! Keller's
Casey
off.
Keller. Yeah.
So that battle's done then. Miles got it.
Well,
Rick Raven's into the pits. Rick Raven, the leader of the race, with 2 to go, is into the pits.
now
Can Minot make it?
now Minot needs to just slow way down. He has a 33-second gap to
Second place.
actually he won't. Actually Rick Raven's gonna get out before I think Gale rolls. Potentially.
Yeah, he just might.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a question
he
of
absolutely
will
is.
it be close enough where there'll be a battle.
Where is Gale Rolls? Coming across the start-finish line now. It's going to be pretty close, but not close enough. I think Raven might be safe.
So Tom Minot has 27.5 seconds to play with here.
We'll see if he can make it on fuel. We'll be able to tell pretty quickly if he's lifting and coasting or if he's just good to the end. He's got mirrors full of Chase Tobin, who's a lap down.
Yeah, that could be a question of would he be smarter to let Chase Tobin pass and just use his draft, just to save fuel?
Just to save fuel, yeah. Well, so Rick Raven pits with 2 laps to go. Tom Minot pit 2 laps later than Rick Raven. So is he exactly good on fuel?
I'm hearing from Tom Minot's on board that he is definitely being a little more hesitant on getting back on that throttle.
Let's take a listen here.
Is he going in? No, he's not. He just had a bad
He
exit.
stays out, so the last lap is underway. White flag in the air. Final lap for Tom Minot. It's all or nothing now. He's actually gained time, so I think he's just fine on fuel. I think he nailed the strategy. Rick Raven's got to be so distraught. Of the 48 laps, I think he led 44 or 45, if not more. The only time he would have been out of the lead was when the pit cycled through. Justice, by the way, all over Jace Mayer. One lap to go. Half a lap now. Chase Tobin has got past. He'll finish on the lead lap. Tom Minot has nailed the strategy here. He had an absolute Titanic battle with Rick Raven. It was a great slow burn. The strategy went his way. The GRC camp will be happy with this one. They're going to strike first here in the Vantage Indy Special League.
Also, once again, 4 different teams recognized in the top 4.
That's true. What was the what is Gale Roll's team called?
Rodent Racing.
Rodent Racing. That's right. So coming
With
down.
Both horsepower hill cars will be crossing line 4th and 5th unless they crash right now.
Pretty good outcome for them. It's going to be the best possible outcome, though, for Tom Minot as he rounds the final corner here at Sebring. Tom Minot is going to win the Grand Prix of Sebring, presented by Sue's Kitchen. Race number 1 goes to GRC. Rick Raven will be heartbroken. Dominated in practice, dominated in qualifying, fastest lap, led the most laps. Fuel did not go his way. It's going to be a heartbreaking P2 for Rick Raven as the 1 car comes across the line in second.
And Gale Rolls, exiting Sunset now, he gained a lot of positions. Started, I think it was 8th. He crosses the line in 3rd for Rodent Racing.
Yeah, Gale Rolls. Great race for him.
Rick Raven giving his congratulations to Tom in the voice chat.
They had
Glad to hear
great
that
fight.
sportsmanship.
Oh, we're going to see a burnout here? No, he's just going to disconnect. Okay. Thought we were going to see an Alex Zanardi style burnout in the Indy cars. Miles in 4th. His teammate, Matthias Marcomini.
Crosses in 6th.
Crosses in 6th. It looks like he had a pit there at the end, maybe.
Yeah. Marcamini's just sitting there. Oh, there he goes. In the waiting room, we have first and third. I will call over Rick Green right now.
All right, let's get third in here. No, excuse me. Let's get third in here.
Third.
All right. Gale rolls. It's Nico and Elliot in the booth. You got us.
Hello.
So a long race, a bit of a race of attrition there. How was that race for you? The first ever VISL race.
It's been really fun. I was fuel saving like a maniac for most of it, but very fun.
Yeah, it looks like the leader actually didn't get to fuel save. Well, the then leader, Rick Raven, had to pit with a few laps to go. How close were you to not making it on fuel at the end?
Okay, to give context, as I crossed the line for the white flag, like the exact second I heard you have about 1 lap of fuel to go.
Oh, so you had exactly enough fuel then to make it.
Yeah.
All right, well, a strong third place for you to start the season. Best of luck going forward. Congratulations, and we're looking forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you. Good luck. Wait, is it next week? I thought it was 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Is it 2 weeks? I thought it was April
It's
5th.
2 weeks.
Okay, well, nevertheless.
Actually, no, wait, it isn't. Is it?
April 5th, VIR, yes, sir.
Very
Next
good
week.
question. Yeah, next
Ah,
week.
never mind. All right.
Yeah, so
All right. Well, see you guys then.
all right, we'll see
Yeah.
you. Thanks for coming out, Gail.
All right. Thank you.
All right, any word from Rick Raven?
Pinging him again now. It says.
Oh,
is
he's
he
there
still
now.
in the session?
He just left.
Yeah.
Or he just joined. All right, let's get Rick Raven in here. All right, Rick Raven, it's Nico and Elliot in the booth. You got us?
No, I can't hear you. Hello? Hello? Just kidding.
So, quite the race for you. You look like the guy to beat all day long. Unfortunately, the field did not go your way. You had a good battle there towards the end with Tom Minot. How was that race for you?
It sucked, to be quite honest. It really sucked. I hate this place, and no, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. We had the pace, and we pitted, and Tom was able to stay out another lap, and I'm like, oh, okay. And he did it again. I realized we're in trouble. Oh, we're at the halfway point. I didn't. I knew I had to conserve from there. That's how he was able to reel me in, because we were just map 5, map 8, breathing it, coasting, just doing whatever we could. But by that time, Tom had enough fuel to make it, and I knew that when I stopped, I still most likely had another stop to go. I knew that when he stopped, he would be able to make it the rest of the way. I didn't know if he would still need to conserve, but you know what? It played out the way it did. We had the pace, and I'm really, really proud of what we were able to accomplish tonight.
Yeah, good race for you. Most laps led, so that's some bonus points. Pole position, that's some bonus points. And I believe fastest lap, we'll have to check, but I believe that's some more bonus points for you. So second place, but a good points haul, and we'll see you out there next time at VIR.
Yeah, Virginia, looking forward to it, man. That's a great racetrack. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
All right, let's get the winner chicken dinner, Tom Minot, into the race booth. Tom Minot, it is Nico and Elliot in the booth. You got us?
Yep, I hear you. How's it going?
All right, so that was quite the race. You were down about 12 and a half seconds at one point. Then Rick Raven had to start saving. You were closing in. Did you know you were going to make it? Did you know it was going to be a fuel race?
I knew it was going to be a fuel race. What I couldn't tell was at what point Rick moved into that kind of mindset. I'm not sure if he was fuel saving the whole time. I was offset on the first stop, I think, by a lap. So I knew at that point I'd hit my target of 12 laps. Everyone else had done 11. So something was going to have to give. But certainly on that last stint was tight, because Rick was quick through sunset the whole time and clearly had pace. He's a quicker driver than me, but he was I had Brandon helping out, spotting for me, but I couldn't tell if he had enough to get to the end, because suddenly there was a point when he was saving fuel, and I was thinking, is he gonna do it and hold me in front? Because every time I tried to make a move and I was trying to be patient, he just seemed to be later on the brakes, quicker on the throttle, and I thought, oh shit, he's playing me here. But obviously he had to stop slightly before the end. So yeah, it was a really good race. It was I need to watch what Rick does through sunset, because he's fast through there. His line was brave, to put it bluntly. I couldn't do that. So but yeah, no, it was good. It was I really enjoyed that. It was a good race, and
Well,
Yeah. Tom, looking at after if this performance continues, I know you're currently only scheduled for the road and street courses. Would you be looking at come to the ovals to hold on to this championship lead if the pace continues?
nope.
Maybe some connection issues there for Tom Minot.
Let's bring him out and bring him back in real quick. Nope, he just left.
Yep. Okay, that might be a connection problem there. Well,
Some ambiguity there. Oh, a cliffhanger.
yeah,
We'll never know.
cliffhanger. I don't think he knows.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have an answer. Maybe he was advised by his.
Oh, he's back in a VC. I will pull him.
Let's pull him back up.
To the end, Ben.
All right.
No, sorry, yeah, guys.
Did you hear Elliot's
back.
question before you disconnected?
I didn't.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
didn't. No, sorry.
Yeah, I was asking if this pace continues and you keep pulling these, would you maybe make a come to the ovals to hold a championship lead?
We'll see. We'll see. It's definitely as a Britishman, I don't really know how to turn left, so I'll have to put some practice in and give a think to it for sure. But yeah, I was enjoy the race anyway. We'll see how we get on next week, and if there's if I'm near the front again, then I think my hand might be forced. I might have to give it a go.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well,
I hope it was good for you guys to watch as well.
oh
so
yeah. If you get a chance,
Very
you should
good.
watch back the stream, or at least the parts where you and Rick were going at it. That was some great fighting.
yeah, it was clean as well. Like hats off to Rick. He didn't do anything, untoward. It was all fair. And I said to Brandon, who was spotting me, I went, if he wins like this, then that's totally fine because he was driving clean, and that's all you can ask for and what you want out of league racing. So
Yeah, definitely.
All right, Tom. Well,
awesome.
congrats on
Appreciate
the
glass of
win.
water.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Go hydrate.
Yeah,
and
no
take
worries.
a deep breath. That was
Yep.
quite the race.
Awesome. Speak to you guys soon.
All right. Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Thanks for coming out.
Thank you.
Well, successful first race, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, very successful. Also, very important note to go over some admin stuff and adminning race control stuff. We are pulling in Todd Lee into the broadcast booth.
All right, let's do it.
Todd, you got us up here?
I do. How y'all doing?
Hey, so from your perspective, from our perspective, the race looked pretty clean. You as race control, what were your thoughts?
I want to say I am very proud of these guys tonight. We only had a couple of incidents that we really had to thoroughly look at. Unfortunately, had to hand out one penalty. But all in all, great race. And if this is the product that we're going to put on every week, I hope we get more viewers every single week and more people come and watch this because that was great battling, very entertaining racing all race long.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. That was a great race. Like you said, only a couple of incidents, relatively clean, lots of close, hard racing. And if you're watching at home, want to join the Vantage Indy Special League, link is in the bio for our link tree. Click on the iRacing server, and you can register up. Still seats open. We got 21 more races over the course of the next, 7 months? No, 9 months.
Yeah. 9 months. And for all you prospective being like, hey, I won't be eligible for the championship anymore since I missed this first round, every driver has one drop round that will be used at the end of the season. So you can still join and be just as competitive.
Absolutely. Your best 21 results will count towards the championship. The Vindy 500 in June is a double points race, so you want to make it for that. You have 1 week until our next event at Virginia International Raceway. Yeah. Any closing thoughts, Elliot?
Honestly, I feel like this was a very, very impressive series opener, not just for the Vantage Indy Special League, but also for Formula America, both series really coming out in full force with the racing. I think these two series combined can definitely put on a very good show, and hopefully the racing keeps up.
Yeah, a great showing at
Wholeheartedly
Sebring.
agree.
I think we'll be coming back to Sebring next season. Great fun watch, challenging track with lots of very difficult overtakes, hard racing, and yeah, a great race all around.
Certainly.
All right, folks. Well, we will wrap up the broadcast here. We have one more race tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. V1 Season 7 kicks off right here on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe. turn on that notification bell, whatever it is the YouTubers say. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks for coming out.